All right, let's dive into one of the biggest, most important decisions any artist has got to make, signing that management deal. If you get the commission structure wrong, it can seriously cost you for years and years. So let's break down what you absolutely positively need to know so you don't get burned. It's the question, isn't it? The one that kind of keeps you up at night. Are you paying your manager too much? You bring someone on to help build your career, but could that deal you signed actually be holding you back? Well, we are about to find out. I'm sure you've heard this number thrown around a million times, 20%. For decades, that was sort of the gold standard, the high end for the best managers. But honestly, in today's music industry, you should see that number less as a goal and way more as a big, flashing warning sign. So what's the deal? Why is 20% suddenly a red flag? Well, to really get it, we need to take a step back and look at where this number even came from in the first place, and how much the music world has totally changed since then. Okay, so back in the day, a 20% commission actually made a lot of sense. Your manager was basically your entire business team. I mean, they did everything. But today, the game is completely different. You, the artist, have access to all these amazing digital tools for distribution and marketing. So a manager's role is often way more about strategy and big picture stuff, not running the day-to-day. A flat 20% just might not reflect the work they're actually putting in. So here's what things kind of look like now. If you're an artist just getting started, somewhere between 10 and 15% is pretty common and, totally fair. Now, if you've got a full-service manager who is truly hands-on with everything, yeah, that might creep up closer to that 20% mark. But anything, and I mean anything, over 20%, that should be a major red flag, and they better have a really, really good reason for it. But listen, the percentage is only half the battle. It is just as important, maybe even more important, to know what that percentage is being taken from. And this brings us to the huge difference between gross and net commissions. This is crucial. So most management deals are based on the gross, and you have to wrap your head around this. It means they take their cut from your total income before you pay for any of your expenses. Think about that. Before you pay for recording the album, marketing it, or all the costs of going on tour, they get their piece first. This can leave you with a much, much smaller piece of the pie than you think. And what are they taking that commission from? Well, pretty much every dollar you earn that's connected to your art. We're talking music sales, streaming money, all your tour revenue, those big brand deals and sponsorships, any publishing advances, and yep, even the money from the t-shirts you sell at your shows. But, and this is a big but, you have to draw a very clear line in the sand. A manager's commission should never, ever touch your personal money. So if you get a loan from your family to help out, or you have a day job that has nothing to do with your music, that is your money. Period. End of story. Okay, as important as that percentage is, there are other sneaky things hiding in your contract that can end up being way more costly. So let's look past the percentage for a second and talk about the contract terms themselves. Just imagine for a second, you sign a deal with a 15% commission. Sounds pretty fair, right? But what if that contract is for 5 years and it renews automatically? You could literally be trapped in a bad relationship long after it stopped helping you. Remember, your time is your most valuable asset. Let's look at a tale of two deals here. An unfair deal might lock you in for a super long time, renew on its own, and have no clear exit plan. A fair deal, on the other hand, protects you. It's got a reasonable initial term, say 1 to 3 years, and a clear plan for what happens when the contract ends. And that plan has a name. It's called a sunset clause. Okay, this might be the single most important contract term that nobody ever talks about. The sunset clause. And it's not about the beginning of your partnership, it's all about how it ends financially. So what is it? A sunset clause makes sure that a manager you're no longer with still gets paid on the deals they set up for you, but, and this is key, only for a limited time. It lets their commission gracefully fade out, right off into the sunset. Without this, a former manager could be collecting a check on your hard work forever. Seriously. So, a fair sunset clause usually looks something like this. They get their full commission on those deals for maybe a year after you split. Then it drops to half for the next year, and after that, it's done. It's over. This kind of structure totally respects the work they did, but it also lets you move on financially so you can build your future with your new team. Whew, okay, we have covered a lot. But the big question is, how do you actually put this all into practice? Don't worry, we've put together a super simple but really powerful checklist of questions you have to ask before you even think about signing a management contract. Look, these are your non-negotiables. You need to get crystal clear answers on every single one. What exactly are they taking a piece of? Is it gross or is it net? How long am I locked in for? Does this thing auto-renew? And what does that sunset clause look like? If you don't get clear, confident answers to these questions, you walk away. It's that simple. When you boil it all down, it really just comes to this one simple idea. A good manager is an investment in your career. They should be a multiplier, someone who opens doors and creates opportunities that grow your income way beyond whatever their commission is. They should never just be another expense that's draining your bank account. At the end of the day, the power is really in your hands. Understanding all this stuff isn't just about saving a few bucks. It's about taking control of your business and building a career that can actually last. So the next time you see a contract, it's not going to be scary. It's going to be an opportunity because now you're ready to negotiate a deal that truly, truly protects you.